Okay, for this hour, I want you to download the story I placed in your module, and I'd like you to read this story and to analyze it and to answer the questions I've also attached to the module. And the subject is, it's a short story. It's a short story that's based primarily upon the writer's manipulation of complications or unique or striking events to stimulate the reader. And in this type of story, there are some elements that I want you to pay attention to as you read. You won't have to necessarily look at the character development. You'll see one good character, one pretty bad character. That's pretty standard in this type of story. But I want you to pay attention to the events in the story. I want you to note and keep track of how many events occur in the story and what the events are, the transitions between the events. If you have trouble noting the events, just ask yourself, from whose eyes are you seeing, well, ask yourself first, whose eyes are you seeing the events of the story unfold? It'll give you an idea of what point of view is being used. And also, close your eyes and think of the story as a movie. Think of how many scenes are there in the story if it were a movie. If you were to make this story into a movie, how many scenes would it require? Usually the number of scenes gives you a good idea of how many events occur in the story. In addition, in this type of story, because it's not, the writer doesn't pull much upon use characterization to achieve effects as much as events in the story. You see the characters remain relatively stable in nature. One will be good and one will be bad. Perhaps as the story and the conflicts escalate, the good character will become nobler and possibly will have more difficult and challenging circumstances. The bad character will become bolder and more wicked, and he or she may gain more and more of an advantage upon the good character. And the situation will escalate to the story climaxes. And usually, at the climax or ultimate point of truth in the story, usually by some ironic twist of fate, the good character wins out in the end, and the bad character usually gets his or her comeuppance and loses ultimately. But there'll be an ironic twist of fate at the end. So please read the story, please answer the attached questions, pay attention to those concerns, and we will discuss the story in the discussion board. Thank you.